Good day, children. Hope you are all doing good and staying safe. Confidence is something you create within yourself by believing in who you are. So, I would like all of you to stay confident in whatever situation you are and whatever you do hereafter. I hope you will follow this bit of advice from me. Today, we'll start a new poem from your textbook. Poem The Kite by Harry Ben. Do you feel the title itself is interesting, children? Yes, you all might have spent your hand at kite flying. Am I correct? Okay. So, without spending much time, let's find out some information about the poet. I told you the poet's name. What is the poet's name? Yes, the poet's name is Harry Ben. Henry Ben was an American screenwriter and children's author born in the year 1898, September 24 in the United States. And he graduated from the Harvard University in 1922, and he was involved in writing a lot of scenes and screenplays, including the war film, The Big Parade and the Hells Angels. Children, I think I have given a brief note about the author to you all. Hope you understood about the author. Okay. So now let's start the poem, The Kite. The poet here has drawn a beautiful picture, as I already told you, about the flying kite through his words in the poem. Okay. So in the first stanza, the poet says, "How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. With a dive and a dip, it snaps its tail." So, on a bright blue sky. Here, blue refers to the sky without any clouds. Okay, so the poet says that when the sky is clear and there are no clouds, it is very interesting to watch a new, colorful, and attractive kite when it is flying high in the sky. And it moves with a lot of softness and force together. At the same time, when the kite moves on the sky, its tail flutters and it creates a cracking sound in the air. Okay, that's what the poet says here. It snaps its tail. Snaps means it creates a cracking sound, and dives, all of you know, to go into the water with lot of force and softness. Okay, so I hope you understood the first 4 lines of the poem, children. Now let me go to the next stanza, next lines. "Then soars like a ship with only a sail, as over tides of wind it rides. Climb to the crest of a gust and pulls, then seems to rest as wind falls." So here there are a few words that I have to discuss with you all. The first one is soars, S-O-A-R-S, that means to fly high. Then sailing, sailing means floating. Then tides, tides means rising and falling of the waves. If you had gone to the beach and if you have seen the water, you would have seen the waves, no? It will rise and then it will fall. So that is rising and falling of the waves. Then crest, crest means top of something. Okay. So here in these lines, the poet has compared the kite with the ship. The movement when the kite flies up and down in the sky, it looks like a ship. So such moves will help it to float in the sky, just like the waves of the rising and falling in the sea. Okay. So with a sudden blow of strong wind, it reaches the highest altitude. When there is a high wind, when the wind is very strong, the kite will go to the maximum height. Okay, and in the very manner, the ship also moves on the sea. But as soon as the wind slows down, the kite will reduce the speed and it will also stop there to take some rest. It will not fly very high. It will start dropping the speed and it will try to take some rest there. It will be standing as though it is standing there in that sky. Okay. So now let me go to the next lines. Okay. When string goes slack, you wind it back and run until a new breeze blows and its wings fill and up it goes. How bright in the blue is a kite when it's new. So here let me again tell you 3 more words. String. String means the thread that you use to tie a kite. Okay. And then slack, S-L-A-C-K, slack means loose. And then breeze means fresh air. Okay, children. Now here the poet says, when the thread that is tied to the kite loosens, when it gets loosened up, the flyer, that is the person, will run and roll it back. He will try to collect the thread back. If you know how to fly a kite, you will know about how to loosen the thread and how to tighten up the thread while you are flying the kite. So here the person will wait until a new fresh air blows again and fills the wings with air so that it can fly high again. Okay. So the poet says that, again he repeats 2 lines, how bright in the blue is a kite when it's new. So he repeats this line and says that when this new kite again goes flying in the sky, it will look very beautiful and attractive with bright colors. Okay. But a ragged thing you never will see when it flaps on a string in the top of the tree. So I think this is a new word for you children, ragged. Ragged means torn or tattered. Something that is torn or something that is damaged. Again I repeat, something that is torn or tattered into pieces. And then flaps. Flaps means flutters. Okay. So here the poet says, so as long as the kite is flying high up in the sky, it looks very attractive, it looks very beautiful and all that. But when it goes and gets caught up somewhere, or maybe it goes and gets caught in the tree top, it gets torn and it gives a very poor, worn out look which nobody likes. You also like attractive kites. Will you like to have a torn kite? No. So obviously when the kite is torn, it loses its attractiveness, it loses its beauty, and so nobody will like such kites. Okay children. So this is the end of the poem. I hope all of you understood the summary of the poem also. I repeat it once again. When the kite flies high up in the sky, it looks very beautiful, it looks very attractive. But when it gets struck on a tree top, it gets torn and gives a poor look. Understood? So, let me give you some assignment based on this poem. Okay. How does a kite look when it is new? How does a kite soar in the sky? When does a kite take rest? What helps the kite to fly? So you have to answer all these 4 questions on your own. Write it down in a neat paper or in your notebook or in a rough notebook. Take a photo of that and send it to the mail ID which I had sent it in your WhatsApp group. Okay. After you send me your assignments, I will send you the classwork details in the WhatsApp group. Please follow the instructions and write your classworks neatly, children. Okay. Thank you all and happy learning. Stay blessed.